I think for us humans, our goal is to achieve the as independent state as possible for us as individuals, as unique beings that we are. Yes, we are here together, but end of the all, we are just own individual beings, having our own journeys, having to take the responsibility of our own doings and our own journey, and others should just assist on that journey, be somebody who is helping you moving forward and going forward. But the problem is that so many of us rely too much on others and put too much value on those others to be there with you in your life, that you can't live without them, that your whole life is depending on their actions and to them be there with you. And so often it is also in romantic relationships. That we want somebody to help us, that your partner is some kind of savior to you, that you can't live without. Something that you have waited for forever, and when you found that person, it would be everything to you. Yes, that love can be so beautiful, and that your partner can be very important to you, but it shouldn't be never somebody that is holding on your life together, that you can't live without, that everything would collapse and end if that partner wouldn't be there. And after all, always the goal is to be satisfied with being just with us, ourselves alone, and everything else is just something external, something bonus to it, something additional to it, something that would nice to have, but it is not necessary for your complete well-being and your willingness to live this life. Yes, it can be very complicated and very hard to find this kind of place in this life. And after all, we so much want to be just loved and want to share this life with somebody else. But the partnership can't truly work if we can't first create good relationship with ourselves, being satisfied with being alone with ourselves only, without needing something else to save us. Those romantic relationships should be something that two complete individual beings come together and create something more beautiful, something more working, not something that is coming to heal or save that other half. It is not your mother or father. It is not your therapeutic. It should be your partner, equal being that you are sharing this life together. That both of you have found yourself and come together, bring your own contribution, everything that you have to that relationship, and working together more completely, more wholly, and creating something more beautiful. If somebody is so dependent on that other, it can be so easily recognized. And I'm sure that so many of us don't want that situation where you have to be constantly available to that other person. That other is so needy and clingy to you. Nobody of us wants to put that kind of pressure and baggage load onto that other person's shoulders. It is not the point of those romantic relationships. So there should be always that preparation phase. You to have your journey with yourself first and then with others. So with somebody else. Because truly those relationships, whatever it is, what kind of it is, can truly work only if you found your true self. Learn to embrace yourself and accept you as you are. Necessarily don't need something outside of you, but have accepted yourself completely and are satisfied with you, who you are, and what you offer to yourself and to this world and others in it. It is no coincidence that self-confidence is so valued in the eyes of others, so many. I'm sure that nobody of you wants to be somebody else's rescue. Especially when we talk about those romantic relationships where there is certain kind of emotions, romantic emotions involved. And it will naturally change those emotions for the worse if there is some kind of other kind of balance between of you, if there is no equal give and take relationship as it should be in those your partnership. So I truly would hope that you can learn to see this romantic relationships differently. And also what is needed to those relationships truly work. And so that you are not confused when those relationships end up not working because you were not ready and your intentions why you was seeking those relationships was based on wrong intentions. You should be in those relationships able to show your best and that other half see that also, and that will enhance your bond between you. But if there is certain kind of huge problems unresolved before that relationship starts, especially with you, there is already so many barriers to try to beat. And also there is that fact that you can't forget certain kind of things. So even if you overcome those challenges and hurdles, problems that you have with you in that relationship, it will have already caused its harm that will hurt and create friction and harm eternally in that relationship and will lower its odds to succeed and last. So truly try to make sure that you are in certain kind of place in your life that you are capable of going to that relationship and holding that also. Of course you can use that as your learning tool, but then you have to accept that it would not be lasting. And I don't encourage nobody of doing that. For myself, I think that all those romantic relationships should be something sacred, something unique, and should not be taken lightly, taken with seriousness, and always thinking that next partner that you are with is your eternal companion. At least myself, I don't like that picture that where I am sharing my partner with others, or necessarily not sharing, but who have had so many other partners before me and have to, in his mind or in her mind, compete with those others. I would like to want to be the only one in her life. But of course it is not always possible. But the goal should be always the same. To avoid unnecessary breakups, these kind of relationships. I hope that you have learned today something, and I hope you all the best always in your endeavors. And if you're interested about personal coaching, I'm offering that constantly. But I thank you again being with me today, and hopefully see you next time. Take care.